give me what I want.
What I really want.
You're gonna give me what I want. I am not giving you a thing. That's not what I want. I've been asking for it for years.
I want
you at WrestleMania.
Oh man, Spice World 1997. What is gonna happen, Steve?
I'm gonna give out to you at the end of this, by the way, because I played the Spice World game.
Awesome! I'm so happy about that.
Oh, are you?
I'm happy. And if you're unhappy, I'm even happier. Hello, and welcome to OSW Review, the old school wrestling podcast. I was gonna hot dog and grandstanding, but this is not that by a long shot. Oh my god, I don't think we've ever been farther away from it. But this is Spice World 1997. It's your Spice Boys from OSW, Smoked Paprika Jay Hunter, and Chip Seasoning V1.
I thought you were gonna go with like Spice Burger and Spice Bag.
Both delicious, sir. I'll get you the obligatory Alan Partridge. What do you have to say about this? Spice World.
My wife's been struck off my life insurance. Spice World.
And Triple H and Batista, what do you have to say about it? Do you remember that bit in...
Give me what I want. I wanna really wanna zig a zig.
Chosen by the I Hate You John Pollock. What a troll.
This is John Pollock?
Yeah.
This feels like a John Pollock movie, doesn't it? He's like, I hate the wrestling episodes of South Park and Always Sunny, but I will tout Spice World until the end of time.
He's probably getting me back for making him watch Cowboy Bret Hart.
Probably. You can probably tell. Yeah. I absolutely love John Pollock. He's great. Without John Pollock and Wei Ting, there would be no OSW.
Absolute moan. And we will hear from John after the review. Amazing timing. Stephen's Day, December 26, 2022 is the 25-year anniversary of Spice World. No Blu-ray released, just the album reissue. But hey, you get an OSW review out of it. Squeeze it in. Steve, favourite Spice Girl?
Mel B, Scary Spice, without question, always was.
Came for.
Great tits. I always thought that she had the most character out of them all. Obviously, they all play characters, but maybe her and Jerry were the ones that were playing the least. It's literally just them kind of dialed up a bit. She just seems like she's good crack, loud.
Talented as well.
Yeah, talented, yeah.
My favourite Spice Girl is Baby Spice. I always thought Emma Bunton cute as button. Absolutely adored her. Until I heard her live doing banter at a gig. She was like, yo, where's Scary Spice? Oh, she's in the back having a shit. And I was like, oh. Just the mystique just shatters.
For both of them. Our two favourites ruined.
What do you remember about Spice Girls in the 90s?
It was massive. Spice Mania is like, I can imagine this is what people talk about when they talk about Beatlemania. They were everywhere on adverts, posters, like the television, the radio, everywhere you went.
Pencil cases, notebooks, school bags.
Fucking everywhere. PS1 games. Yeah. Insanely hot. They were the biggest fad for a couple of years. You couldn't go anywhere without hearing or seeing Spice Girls.
Yeah. Mid 96 through to 98. And then this film came out Christmas 97. And then I heard absolutely nothing about it. And then Jerry Halliwell left in mid 98. And then I heard nothing about them.
Yeah.
Actually, one of my favorite things is back in the 90s, this Irish guy, because there's always, it's a preteen girl fan base, and they went to Ireland, and so RTE covered it. There's like one bloke there, and so, hey, what do you think about the Spice Girls? Are they better than Oasis? And he was like, obviously he's thinking, I don't want to say anything bad about them. But they look nicer.
Nice.
Perfect, mate. Thinking on your feet.
Guys, it's my
Do you think they're better than Oasis?
well, I wouldn't know. They're nicer looking anyway.
For a relatively short time in the mid to late 90s, they were insanely big in the UK and Ireland. A poppy, sassy, fun time, creating a gold mine. But there's loads of scandal. Let's get you up to speed.
Oh, I love it.
Yo, tell you what I want, what I really, really want.
So tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want.
And I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want.
Spice Girls Retrospective. The 1990s, when boy bands roamed the earth, terrifying locals with their close harmony singing. Boyzone, Westlife, Take That, and to a lesser impact, A1 and 5.
A1?
Yeah.
What the fuck did they have?
Lovely sauce. Yeah, complete sausage fest, and that's how it was. But what's the next big thing? Bob Herbert and his son Chris were managers. With money man Chick Murphy, they formed Heart Management. March 94, they posted an ad in The Stage newspaper looking to make an all-female group.
Wanted. Are you 18 to 23 with the ability to sing or dance? Are you streetwise, outgoing, ambitious, and dedicated? Heart Management Limited are a widely successful music industry management consortium currently forming a choreographed singing/dancing all-female pop act for a recording deal. Open audition. Please bring sheet music or backing cassette.
Nice. Yeah, send your CVs to this gaff in Surrey. 3 rounds of auditions later, 5 were chosen for the project. Melanie Brown,
18.
Melanie Chisholm,
20.
Jerry Halliwell,
21.
Victoria Adams,
19.
and Michelle Stevenson.
17.
Michelle Stevenson, not Baby Spice.
I was the one who was at university, the kind of intelligent one, as it were, so they were all thought I was like the smart Spice, I suppose.
Michelle had to bounce soon afterwards due to a family illness and was replaced by Emma Bunton, as the vocal coach was impressed by her. Important note, to keep the women in line, keep them insecure and indebted to them, the Herberts did not sign them to a contract.
Oh.
Not even independent contractors. They could be fired at any time with no legal backseas. Heart Management set up the girls in a house in Maidenhead, which is outside London, give them 50 quid a week, but you also have to sign on the scratcher.
Oh, wow. They're on the dole and they're getting an extra 50 quid a week. I'm hoping that they didn't have to pay for their rent or...
No, I think a free rent, yeah.
Okay. I suppose back in the 90s, like booze in 2022 in England is still pretty cheap. So back in the 90s, you know, you're...
Man, Weatherspoons have pints for $2.10. It's insane, man.
It's ridiculous. You get a pint in Ireland that costs you 8 quid nowadays. The state of this country.
Shout out to Doombar. Good stuff. Heart Management told them, here's the same 4 songs, the same choreography, do that every day for 6 months.
Drill it.
Yeah. Despite them growing up in very different backgrounds, this experience made the girls very close, bolstering their group solidarity. The Herberts actually recorded them in the house with a film crew, wanting to make a documentary about the dangers of chasing your pop dreams.
In case it didn't work.
Yeah, more on that kind of film crew stuff later. The Herberts wanted them to all dress the same and to be called Touch. The girls didn't like it at all. They wanted to dress individually and be called Spice. They got their way.
And they were correct. Well done, girls, for fighting what you believe in and for getting your way.
December 94, they got the hobnob with some industry bigwigs, including East 17 producer and chart-topping genius Richard Biff Stannard, who was blown away by them. Biff and his mates at Biffco, they're like a hit-making machine, have 9 number ones and 41 hit singles.
Oh, wow, okay.
Alongside writing partner Matt Rowe, they began on creating demos the following month. The girls had sass and personality, but were no good at instrumentation or choreography, which is part of their charm.
And I think I'd argue most of them weren't particularly good at singing. I always said that the only one of the Spice Girls that was an actual excellent singer was Mel C.
Mel C, yeah.
And after watching this movie, I will stick to my guns.
The girls' strength was lyrics and melodies. Mel B,
Hooks,
Mel C and Victoria,
melodies,
Jerry,
lyrics,
and Emma.
harmonies.
They banged out Wannabe in 30 minutes and demoed Mixed It in a day.
Wow.
Which is why Victoria doesn't have any individual lines in the song.
Oh, Okay.
Yeah, she just does backing vocals. Much like the Spice Girls, Wannabe is about solidarity with your girl mates over chasing boys, sported a lot of attitude, charisma, and just plain different from everything else being presented at the time.
Hoes before bros.
Yeah. Showcasing the personalities of the girls was its main selling point. The girls were attractive for the lads. Like, which one do you like best?
Absolutely. Everyone had a different girl
Yeah.
that they liked. Definitely.
Not too prissy perfect for the girls. They come off as very friendly, like they could be mates. You know? And it's a banger. It's a great catchy pop song.
Yep.
While they were writing song number 2, To Become One, which would be a huge hit, they knew Heart Management were holding them back. But they never signed a contract. They could be fired at any time. But on the flip side, they could leave at any time.
Brilliant.
Staging a coordinated coup. In March 95, the girls ditched the Maidenhead house. Ginger, Scary and Sporty obtained their session master recordings, whilst Emma and Victoria got all their gear from the rehearsal space, and they all pegged it from Maidenhead in Jerry's Fiat Uno.
That's brilliant. I absolutely love it.
They aggressively went on the hunt for new representation and found it in Simon Fuller's 19 Management in May. Due to their strong material, individual personalities and gimmick as a whole, they got a deal with Virgin Records, and despite being a bunch of unknowns, got a 5-album £1 million deal in July.
Wow. Which is actually not that much money considering how much they would have brought in.
Yeah.
But for like 20-something-year-olds who, you know, had been on the dole previously.
Just for
Come
a few
on.
months ago, yeah.
That's a dream, right?
They kept pushing to get things how they wanted. Virgin wanted Say You'll Be There. You know, that's the...
I give you everything, all in your ring.
And Mel B's like throwing it like a space boomerang.
Yes.
You know, that's one in the desert and they're wearing
Yeah.
the black. Yeah. To be their first single, they demanded Wannabe. And they got it.
I like this. Obviously, I'm going to say this word and, you know, it's going to be beating people over the head because that was her gimmick, but it's literal girl power, right? And it worked.
I think the ruthlessness is non-gender specific, but it's just rarer to see girls do it. And it's cool.
It's fucking awesome, yeah.
Don't let anybody control your life because you control you run your lives.
You got to have some balls in this life.
February 96 at the Brit Awards, they pulled the same aggressive tactics, pushing and assaulting executives and industry heads to get their name out there. They do this where they go into a management building and just whoever listen, let's just jump on tables and chairs and start singing a cappella Wannabe at them. And it's like, if I was there trying to eat my lunch and 5 girls ran in shouting a song at me, I would get out.
Or your eyes would begin to roll and your pupils would turn into dollar signs and you would be like Vince McMahon falling back on your chair, you know?
They were so pushy and obnoxious that BBC One refused to play them.
Wow.
Mostly due to the breakfast host, Chris Evans. Not America's Chris Evans, UK's Chris Evans. The ginger twat. Yeah. Twat, yes.
He was very popular back in the 90s though.
Also, he gave a lot of money, like a ton of his money to charity, saying he doesn't need it, he has enough, he has a house and he's grand. So I thumbs up, mate.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, they refused to play Wannabe, but that's not stopping shit, mate. It just became a huge hit on TV. On The Box, which is MTV but for England, still going, channel 716 in Ireland. Yeah. Wannabe was released in the UK on the 8th July 1996, entering the UK chart at number 3 and becoming number 1 a week later, ousting Gary Barlow. This happened so quickly the Spice Girls were in Japan, because Wannabe released 2 weeks earlier over there and performed on Top of the Pops via satellite.
Oh wow, okay.
By the end of the year, Wannabe went number 1 in 22 countries, and by 97, even cracked the States, something Oasis couldn't do, eventually selling 31 million copies worldwide. Their first album becoming number 29 best-selling British album ever, besting Take That's Beautiful World. An international sensation nominated for a Mercury Music Award up against albums like Radiohead's OK Computer and Prodigy's Fat of the Land. Both amazing albums. The Spice Girls had arrived.
Baby and Posh, the all-conquering Spice Girls!
And just put this time frame in perspective, they signed with Virgin in July 95. and Wannabe became number 1 in July 96. So they were nowhere, and then suddenly they were everywhere.
Whirlwind, mega stardom. It's insane. Like, does it ever happen this fast for anyone?
I think Brock Lesnar, you know?
Okay, yeah, okay.
He debuted night after Mania 2002 and then World Champ SummerSlam.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
4 months.
Okay.
So the Spice Girls are the Brock Lesnar of music. I believe that's where we're going with it. Anyway, with becoming so big so fast, the backlash soon came with.
By the Mirror's anti-Spice Girl columnist Matthew Wright. Are you anti-Spice Girl?
Not quite,
You used
not
to
quite,
be.
no. A brutal realist, I think.
Brutal realist.
Backstage, and it's about time the Spice Girls do some gigs, don't you think?
Did anybody notice how Noel Gallagher ran out after he said that? He ran!
Despite its insane success, it was critically panned, the nicest comments saying it's R&B light and vaguely feministic, but admitting it was relentlessly catchy and horrifyingly hummable. Radiohead's Tom York bashed them, saying, "I agree with whoever said they're soft porn. They're the Antichrist."
It's a bit much.
Yeah, it's a bit hyperbolic, mate. They drew more ire as Jerry Halliwell, the feminist do-gooder of the group, who meant well, but in general was kind of sometimes hilariously misinformed. So very much like OSW. Declared Margaret Thatcher as the first Spice Girl, the pioneer of our ideology.
Oof. Okay, that's a bit of a misstep.
Like, I don't want to get bogged down on it, but her actions led to still ongoing social housing crisis. Her policies led to mass unemployment and destroyed Britain's manufacturing industry, introduced the poll tax, presided over interest rates of 15%, cut free milk for school children. She privatised public service contracts and helped fund the fucking IRA, the Irish hunger strikes, and she moved towards privatising the NHS.
Yeah. It's one of those things, if you want your nation to be viewed as a business, then you'd probably say she did a good job. If you care about your nation and how it treats its people, especially the working class, then she's not such a nice lady. And for these words to be coming out of, one of the 5 working class girls, it's quite tone deaf.
But my favourite thing about this is Eric Andre having Mel B on his show.
Do you think Margaret Thatcher had girl power?
Yes, of course.
Do you think she effectively utilized girl power by funneling money to illegal paramilitary death squads in Northern Ireland?
I don't know about that.
It was like, oh, it's so good. They also came under fire for using girl power, which is a term from Bikini Kills in a 1991 Riot Girl fanzine, and the title of Shampoo's second album. Girl power was a feminist punk, like female solidarity and empowerment, but they kind of mashed it and dumbed it down for a mainstream audience of preteen girls. Now, I can understand that, but I think they were right to do so, because simplify and distill a message to get it across to their audience is what you need to do. And it worked. Like, being shallow and easy to understand means that the point lands.
Yeah. It's okay to take a higher meaning, dumb it down, and make a catchphrase to get your overall good point over.
Yeah. I think it's just, hey, young girls, you can do it. You can succeed. And that's the point of it. Great job.
And you can do it on your own. You don't need a dude to do it for you.
Despite the guy from E17 sorting it out. Don't worry that later. Naysayers and interview blunders aside, ain't nothing stopping this Union Jack bus. All 4 singles went to number 1 in the UK, 7 times platinum between them. They were only a few months into their success before they were approached to make a movie.
Finally, fans of the Spice Girls will soon be allowed to see what their idols are really, really like. The group used the Cannes Film Festival to announce their first film appearance in Spice the Movie.
So they took 2 months out of their busy schedule. They worked 14-hour days under intense scrutiny of such huge media coverage, being a high-profile group. They were writing and producing their second album, also named Spice World, at the same time as the film. A couple of tracks make it into the movie, and others they finished writing and jotted them in post.
Wow.
At the peak of their fame, Spice Girls wrapped filming in August 97, in time for a Stephen's Day UK release, December 26th. A month later in the US, because the international rights were sold to Columbia, as Polygram couldn't afford to distribute both simultaneously. Oh, how did the movie go? Let's find out. kick off with the girls performing Too Much from their first album. Too much of something is better now. And then on the screen, based on an idea by the Spice Girls and Kim Fuller. I was like, what idea? You guys should be in a movie, is it? Anyway, thank God he actually wrote the fucking film. Him and Jamie Curtis. Disney pitched them a Disneyfied single mother of the band story, and he said, I'll do it myself. By the way, Timothy Fuller, brother of their manager, Simon Fuller, lots of TV and film credits. Of note, he co-wrote Red Dwarf episode Blue, which is Rimmer's send-off episode, has the Munchkin song at the end. I was like, good job. That was a peak in a terrible season.
Nice.
He's Donald, Rimmer. Without him, life would be much grimmer.
So the movie opens up with the girls singing their song, and they're on Top of the Pops, which for people in different parts of the world, I don't think they understand how massive that show was. It was probably the most popular show on British TV for like 40 years.
Because music was huge.
Absolutely massive, and they had Top of the Pops on like twice every week, which you would have a countdown of like the top 20 songs of the week, and they would have bands and acts in to sing or mime their song live.
Mostly mime.
Depending on which decade you were in. Very glad there was no Jimmy Savile sighting, because he hosted that show for decades. And I was like, after all the shit that came out, like him being a predator for decades, very glad that he didn't make the cut of this movie.
I have to say, there was a 4-minute Gary Glitter cameo in this movie that they had to cut out because while they were filming it, he got arrested for child diddling.
Only a month earlier, they found child pictures on Gary Glitter's computer. And Gary Glitter and Jimmy Savile both hosted a show back in the 70s and 80s also, so that's how they got to know each other and how they formed their evil tag team. It was in November of 97. So with the movie coming out a month later, they had to get it on the chopping block.
Yeah.
But they did keep his song in. You want to be in my gang, my gang.
Terrible song. Terrible.
Have you know, in the 70s, that was very, very, very popular.
Yeah, and in 1993, Hulk Hogan and Jimmy Hart did it, and it was terrible then too. Backstage, the girls meet Elton John. So he doesn't say anything, he just gets a kiss, and it's like a cheek for Mel C, and for Emma, and for Victoria, and for Jerry, and for Mel B, he gets a kiss on the lips.
Ooh.
He just like, I got it.
Oh, so his
you and him, yeah.
Yeah, me and him. Me and Elton.
Actually, they're big mates, and they perform together and stuff like that. Their manager is Richard E. Grant. Fan of Star Wars Episode 9 might know him. He's like, the Sith fleet will increase our resources 10,000-fold. Anyway, he was in Star Wars. And we see Alan Cumming playing a pretentious, inept filmmaker doing a behind-the-scenes documentary on the Spice Girls as Piers Cuthbertson Smythe.
I know this guy's face, but I can't think of what he was in. And then it dawned on me what I know him from.
Yeah?
He was in this comedy show about an airline crew back in the 90s called The High Life. He's probably in much bigger things, but I was like, we're living the high life. We're living it well. We're up in the sky. We're flying so high. Oh my, oh my. I loved that show. The High Life.
I wish you could see that. That's Klashenko in GoldenEye.
Ah! No, the High Life.
No, High Life. Okay. Tons of Bond references in this, like Sir Roger Moore, the third James Bond is in it. He plays a shitty Bond villain. He's even got a cat to stroke. He's the shadowy, evil record label owner that's pulling all the strings, cracking the whip and telling the Spice Girls, no, stop having fun, work.
Just work. And there was a scene where he was making a martini and he was shaking it, not stirring it.
Fantastic. And later, Victoria dresses up as Honey Rider from Dr. No in 1962. And Jerry unsuccessfully auditioned for a role in The World Is Not Enough.
Okay.
In 1999. George Wendt.
Norm
from Cheers plays an American film executive, gets meta and lays out the movie for us.
They're cute and fun and they should have a movie. Who cares if they can act?
It's like, okay, thanks for laying it out. Cards on the table.
They're young, they're cute, they're hip, they're wacky.
Yeah, but can they act?
What? Act?
In the tour bus, the girls poke fun at themselves, complaining about being stereotyped into their characters whilst conforming to the stereotype.
I actually like that.
Yeah, it's
That was
pretty
good.
funny. So
also,
yeah.
the bus is the fucking TARDIS, right? It's like on the outside, it's a bus, and you go inside, and it's massive.
Yeah, see, that's the big Union Jack bus with the peace sign on the back, which is a nod to Jerry Halliwell's most famous dress from the 97 Brit Awards.
Yes, okay.
Where she wore the same thing.
Yeah, and with the little red jocks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you see who was driving the bus?
Ah, it's your boy, Steve.
It's Meatloaf. I fucking love you, meat. Avid Marion, right?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I fucking love you, meat.
What'd you think of him in the film?
I thought he
he's
was
a bus driver.
Yeah, he was absolutely fine. It's kind of par for the course of this movie. Get in as many cameos as possible. Couple of little cheeky lines. So I thought he was great.
About 5 days in the life of the Spice Girls. But if they've changed it ever so slightly as I've come on. It's now about 5 days in the life of a bus driver.
All that I want from you is the promise you will be there.
The girls rehearse Say You'll Be There, and their preggers mate, Nicola, comes to visit. Ah, man, I popped seeing Jules Holland. He's the rehearsal manager guy. Because he was quite big at the time later with Jules Holland, kind of music act TV show. Huge in the 90s. Still going. Actually.
Wow, he's still going.
Yeah.
He had a great line. Comes out and goes, that was perfect without actually being any good.
And I love Pierre's there, Alan Cumming. He's directing the cameraman. He's like, point the boom mic at them and get this stuff. But he's just hollering, badgering him. Rah, 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 rah. It's like, he can't hear anything. All he can hear is you badgering him, which they actually bring up later when the kids start drowning or whatever. And he was like, get this, you're not getting it. It's like, I can't hear anything, mate. So it's great stuff.
Get that! I want a close-up of that wet...
Yes, all I'm getting is you shouting.
Besides Sir Roger Moore, we get the other heels of the movie, print media. Barry Humphries, Dame Edna.
Oh, yeah. We drink all day, we smoke all day.
Smoke the dragon. He's a corrupt newspaper head who complains to his cronies about having to keep writing about the Spice Girls. Wouldn't it be great if we just fabricated tension and split the group?
Which is great. It would get you massive sales, but then you'd have nothing to write about anymore.
There you go.
Double-edged sword, mate.
Cutting off his nose to spite himself there.
Yep.
Oh, one of the funny lines that made me laugh out loud. He was listing off all of their achievements. He just said, they could come out with a cure for deja vu.
Not me.
They could come out with a cure for deja vu.
Not me.
Brilliant. Yeah, so this wank session about how incredibly popular and beloved the Spice Girls are. It's parroted by American studio execs and pitch their own movies for the Spice Girls in the Spice Girls movie. So how meta. Which, to be honest, is quite funny. It's very much like Southland Tales, where The Rock pitches a movie within the movie.
Okay. The girls play 5 sisters whose parents disappeared during the Harrods sale and were never seen again.
As if ripped from today's headlines.
Now they live at home, struggling to support a grandmother who suffers from some mysterious wasting disease.
I've got tears.
Their only hope lies with the middle sister, Melanie C., who's convinced she could be an Olympic ski jump champion if she could only overcome her fear of heights and snow and find a pair of skis.
That's amazing. That's fantastic.
What do you think?
It stinks.
Of course it stinks, but it's a start.
Brilliant.
I actually had the same.
Did you write it out as well?
Oh, yeah. It was good shit.
The gimmick of the movie is getting to the big concert at the Royal Albert Hall in one piece, which is pretty much the same storyline of the Beatles' Hard Day's Night, which is 36 hours hang out with the Beatles and it all builds up to a big TV performance.
Okay.
It's actually quite funny. There's a bit where John brings his granddad on tour with him, so they're all in the train, and he's like, well, why'd you bring him? And he was like, I thought it would do him good. That's good. And they call him McLean Old Man, which is funny because he's Steptoe in Steptoe and Son, where his gimmick is a dirty old man.
Okay.
Quality. A couple of celebrity cameos and rando skits to keep us ticking over. Emma says she's typecast as the baby, so she'd get away with murder, and we have a skit with Hugh Laurie.
Yeah, Cluedo skit.
Miss Emma Bunton.
It was okay. There was this one, and then there was one a bit earlier where they were all dressed up as their mas, and they were like
They
giving
were
out.
all pregnant and mothers, yeah.
You know what these girls could have done? Some kind of weekly skit comedy show, and I think it would have worked as well, you know?
I don't know.
When I say work, I don't mean good. I mean popular. make money.
I did like the bit where they all daydream of what they'd be like as mothers, and they tell the kids upstairs, Bruce and Demi, to be quiet. It's like, yeah, it's Bruce Willis and Demi
Moore.
I was thinking Demi Baguette. The girls attend a photo shoot and get bored, then decide to dress up, ending with dressing up as each other.
To which the one highlight was Mel B dressed up as Ginger Spice going, girl power, feminism. Yeah.
I love the way they sandbag it as well. It's brilliant. I did think, wow, Sporty Spice looks brilliant as Posh Spice.
Yeah.
Like, she looked great, you know? And Jerry Halliwell, she was as Sporty Spice. I reckon she loved that. Just going around in the
tracksuit.
Yeah, the Shell.
Oh, yeah.
Liverpool tracksuit. Brilliant.
These things are really tight. They're going right on my bum.
These are really comfy, actually.
Attending a party, Posh Spice talks to Jennifer Saunders. No, Eddie Monsoon from Absolutely Fabulous, darling. Eddie, she's a glorious mess, and the show still holds up like it was horrendous in the 90s, her outfits. And so it's both horrendous and kitsch now. She's brilliant. One of my best quotes is like, she's talking about doing yoga, like, a couple of weeks and I'll be bendy like Madonna, darling. Then I'll be able to kiss my own arse from both directions. It's good. Emma Bunton's actually in Absolutely Fabulous as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
What did she say? My name is Emma.
And I'm an alcoholic.
Finally, the trash rags have something they can twist and get the girls in trouble. Jerry says, is the Pope Catholic? As in like a rhetorical question, and they take it as they actually meant it. It was very much like the bottom line where Eddie asks, is the Pope Jewish? And he's like, no, isn't he? Well, I did it anyway.
Did you check the pockets? Is the Pope Jewish? No. Oh, well, I checked him anyway.
But you do like boys, don't you, Jerry?
Come on, is the Pope a Catholic?
Jet to Italy for a bit of a singing and dance. What about the contract? It's like, wow, congratulations. The Spice Girls are no longer the worst actors in the film. Solid.
You're taking the girls back? What about the contract?
By the way, the Spice Girls won a Golden Razzie for the film, but it should have gone to this guy. Oh my God.
After they have a fight about the naked dancers and they're actually doing the live show, and your man is watching them and he's like having a smoke and he goes to say something and a big line of drool just comes out of his mouth. I was like, I'm so glad they left this in this movie. That's fucking hilarious.
I thought it was very odd doing Gary Glitter's leader of the gang. That's 1973. Did he do Hello? Is that him?
Yes.
And it's good to be back.
Yeah.
Did Oasis still sing that?
Ooh, I don't think Oasis sing much anymore, do they?
Well,
they still
not that
going?
they still do. Noel Gallagher, he and his High Flying Birds, they were at Glastonbury. Great set. Yeah, I recommend watching it, yeah. Because they not give up, but they give up their new songs after about 15 minutes and then play Oasis, which is awesome.
Which is what the fans want. Highlight of the scene for me, Sporty Spice giving out to the lads, telling them that AC Milan are weak in midfield.
Brilliant. See, the problem with AC Milan is they always trying to walk it in.
Fucking great.
Back in London, they simultaneously clog the jacks, like all of the toilets. So they need to take a potty in the bushes. And so it turns a bit Scooby-Doo.
This is a weird scene, but there's like two funny bits in this scene. The first one, Meatloaf is talking to Richard Grant's character. He says to him, I want you to fix the toilet. And he goes, look, mate, I love these girls. I'd do anything for them, but I won't do that.
Brilliant.
And then the second one is when the girls go out into the bushes and the aliens land and they walk over and the girls like, shake their hands and do something.
And what is the first interaction a human has had with an alien?
So the alien's hand goes out. He goes to grab Mel B's tit. Fucking brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Oh, get off!
Very funny. And then we go to a dance camp with Mr. Step, played by Michael Barrymore.
He hams it up to 11 here. He's just corpsing for the entire segment.
This looks like some joyless, talentless executive thought this was the funniest thing ever made, and they put it on camera because he's just being super. I was like, oh my god! 5 seconds in,
you were out.
This is the worst thing I've seen, and I'm watching the Spice Girls movie. You know.
So bullets fire! Right now.
Sad bananas that John Cleese was offered this part and he turned it down.
Oh, okay. Actually, would have been much better.
Way better. And he did duck stomp, duck walk,
duck goose step.
Goose step. Yeah. Some flightless bird. Obviously enough, this is Mel B's favorite scene.
She probably loved what
dressing up and going to Butlins here. Like, yeah.
What show did Michael Barrymore do that I loved? Strike It Lucky.
There we go. See. Yeah. I did love Posh Spice. She doesn't get dressed up in the army fatigues. She has her pencil net camo skirt and she Bubba Ray jock swatches it right to the camera. Quality.
Wears it well?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, she looks amazing.
Fabulous looking lady.
Bedtime. And this is the big introspective scene where the girls talk about their fears. Mel B's like, I can't sing, so she got stage fright. No head, so she's judged only by her body. It's undercut as the tone is always very light, lots of bravado. Like with the punchline, Posh Spice says, and I added something even scarier. I wasn't wearing makeup.
No.
Then Richard O'Brien.
Sans harmonica though.
Where was the little...
he needed to pop out of the jacks and be like would have been great.
Oh, get out. That's the guy from the Crystal Maze, my favorite presenter from Crystal Maze. It was amazing. Why didn't they have a whole Crystal Maze escape sequence?
When I saw him come out of the toilet, I thought that's what we were going to get. I really did.
God, come on. Yeah. It's right there. And he wants his paparazzi pics, and that's obviously the girls are having a go at paparazzis literally coming out of the gutter in the shitter to snap pictures of them.
This is a great joke. Like Crystal's Posh, wearing a tiny dress. Could have had her trying to like shove crystals down her top and like try to get out with as much bling as possible.
Yeah,
come on, man.
Yeah. Last year I got a towel out and I stripped off and I lay down and it was beautiful. I fell asleep.
So, how does it feel to have won the trip round London with the Spice Girls?
It's great.
Meeting the fans, Piers sandbags the kids. It's like, it's great to see the competition. What do you think? Okay, we're done with you. We're not going to use you anyway. The Spice Girls don't like that, so they bring the kids into their tinted window vehicle. And let's have a party. Here's whatever pizza and treats and blah, blah, blah. Do you see what they have? There's a PS1 in the bus.
Please tell me it has Spice. I don't think the game was out at this point, was it?
Unfortunately not. But never fear, it wasn't plugged in. And there's no cables or there's no controllers. It's just the PS1.
It's just the PS1.
Yeah. They spontaneously go off and go boating, and they all fall over. And the manager is really pissed at putting them all in dangers and stuff like that.
He's got a good line. I told them if they want to be spontaneous, they have to clear with me beforehand.
It's brilliant. It's
good line.
It's quite good
line.
Yeah. It's the night before the big show, and as you're saying there, the manager is furious of how reckless and off-script the girls were, and chews them out, and the girls say, fuck that, and bounce. See, they're already successful in the film, so they need someone to rebel against. So here's the suits telling them, you don't have a life, you have a schedule. They ponder if they should no-show, and we get a flashback to kayfabe origins of the Spice Girls. They actually said, we regret putting this in because everyone now thinks that this is how it started, as in they were like homeless living above a coffee shop, and they started singing Wannabe to the barista there and landlord. And people thought, that's how it happened, was it? And it's like, no, that's nothing like what happened.
Yeah.
So, anyway. Over a nice chipper, or chippy tea in Northern Ireland.
Choppy tea.
Emma queries if it'll all be over soon. And we get my favourite guest spot of the film, Stephen Fry.
Yes.
I love it because he's like, Melvin B, Melvin C, Emma, Getty. You're guilty of releasing a crap single. You're sentenced to your next record, entering the charts at 179 before dropping out the following week. And I was like, that's quite funny. That's not how charts work. It's an independent metric. Anyway, big General Melchett vibes off him. Amazing. It's like, do you think winning a war has anything to do with tactical strength or ability? It's like, no, shout, and shout again.
Murr.
No! It's all down to shouting.
Bit of bladders. Oh, actually, in the UK version, he says, call Gary Barlow. And in the US version, he's like, call Hootie and the Blowfish.
Yes. Okay. Yes.
Emma, Melvin C, Victoria, Getty.
Call Houghty and the Blowfish.
Call Gary Barlow.
The pregnant mate, Nicola, asked the entire band to be godmother to her baby on the way. I was like, how selfish. They're fucking touring the world here. Don't tour the world. Go on this guilt trip instead.
Also, asking, your pregnant friend who's literally about to pop. She was already overdue by a week. And they're like, hey, come out to the club,
That's what all pregnant women past their due date love, like standing up, surrounded by strangers, loud music, and her water breaks. But Jerry can deliver the baby herself. First step, close your legs. And the response?
You should have done that 9 months ago.
Kaboom.
Okay, as bad as this movie is, and like Golden Razzie and it's hated, there's some zingers in there.
There's some good fun. Yeah. At the hospital, big moment. Will they have to choose between their friend who's pregnant about to give birth and their fans, be it bedside or perform? No, you can have both. She pops out the baby who has a full head of hair, teeth, clean, no umbilical cord.
Beard.
Mad dash to the arena. And the film execs from earlier just go all meta because they pitch the film, which is the film. They just talk about a big action scene. What do you think of this?
I actually kind of like this. So, okay, the girls are in the bus and they're flying around and they're up on the roof and they're like fighting off people and they're going to fall. And then Mel B grabs Mel C. Mel C grabs Jerry and Jerry grabs Victoria. No, wait, Victoria's driving the bus. But then they jump over London Bridge and then one goes, that sounds very expensive. I was like, they jump off London Bridge in a cheap way. And then they cut away to a London bus double-decker toy jumping over a toy bridge. And I was like, okay.
Brilliant.
I do kind of like that, yeah.
Brilliant and cost-effective and cheeky. Oh, win-win-win.
Not necessarily.
It's your main event. They arrive to the gig just in time, so the manager doesn't have to hang himself live on stage. It's like, what the fuck? Where is that going?
As like legions of young girls are chanting for their heroes.
The Spice Girls finish with their big hit from Spice World, the album and the movie, Spice Up Your Life, which is a great song. Probably their second biggest.
Yeah, probably.
Or most well known after Wannabe. Great song. It includes a dodgy line. Yellow man in Timbuktu, colour for both me and you. Because you did a reunion tour in 2007. It's like, yeah, and they actually changed it to happy people in Timbuktu.
Okay.
Lamenting that the original line is just a bit of fun, but it's just, not acceptable to say it anymore. Even if they didn't mean anything by it. And they're just trying to include everyone in the song. Do you know what I mean? And this is the thanks you get.
Yellow man in Timbuktu, colourful both me and you.
But great song anyway, banger.
I actually really, really like that song. It's good shit.
And the hi-ya and the freeze frame. So, and they all have different poses. And they do different poses when they cut it. Anyway.
Hi, see ya, hold tight.
The kids are going to start hating me. They're going to start attacking me in the street like.
Look, as an artiste, a good kicking could be the highest compliment you'll ever get.
And we get some bloopers to see us out.
Which I'm sure is still them acting, because they were probably shattered from their 14-hour days and writing and rehearsals and everything else. I do like the end, because during the action scene when the movie guys are talking about it, and the bus jumps over Tower Bridge and there's a bomb on the bus. And then the very end, they're like, what about the bomb on the bus? And
that's good.
So yeah, it's good. It's good.
Quality. And it's a good thing they left Meatloaf behind then. he would have been in the bus. Yeah. And curtain down.
What happened to the bomb on the bus?
Welcome to the aftermath. Steve, what did you think of Spice World?
More than I thought I was going to think about it. Did I like Spice Girls? Kind of. I thought they were a solid girl band. They had some catchy songs, but I'd heard this movie was horrific, and so I put it off watching it, and I put it off watching it, and then when I finally...
And then 25 years later, Jay goes, yeah! Pearl Harbor's you.
And then when I finally did sit down to watch it, the opening half an hour was really bad, and I was worried that it was going to be a 90-minute runtime with 40 minutes of songs, like them literally singing full songs to like push their album. But luckily they only sang like 2 songs at the beginning, and then it just kind of turned into a wild dash of random scenes, cutaway gags and cameos. It's not a good movie. It's barely even a fucking movie. But there's fun to be had in watching it. There's a couple of cute lines in there. I did have loads of fun talking about it though. So that tends to like colour my overall views on it, because like I've just spent the last hour and a half having a laugh.
Yeah.
So, it's absolutely fine. My wife is dying to watch it. Because she watched it in the, the old country years ago, and she's very fond.
Was there a Polish dub?
Memories of it. But yeah.
The say you'll be there is dubbed as in don't touch me.
Honestly, I wouldn't recommend watching it, but if you are, watch it with a few people so that you can laugh at how silly it is.
All right. Yeah, it's exactly what you'd expect, and it wasn't as horrendous as I'd feared. You'd spend some time with the zany characters of the group with skits and daydreams. My main gripe was the film was whisper-thin. Plot, obviously, padded out with celebrity cameos and like 1 minute of a song. That's how the thing, it's like you don't get a full song, you just get 1 minute of a song, and so you'll just pack in, 25 songs into the film. On the plus side, they were better actors than I'd given them credit for. Like, some of the girls were actors, auditioning for Tank Girl years before. Emma was in EastEnders and a couple episodes absolutely fabulous. They did a way better job than what Noel and Liam Gallagher would have done. so there's that.
She got launched.
Here is your winner, MC.
Unquestionably a big win here tonight.
Well, I showed you. I killed George Washington, and now I'm married to one of the Spice Girls. Don't rightly know which one.
Actually, it's kind of cute. You look like Posh Spice.
Jerry was the one that organised what characters we should be. Yeah, and look at Jerry. And look.
Steve, we give you a couple of bits of trivia and stray observations, fun bits.
Please.
All right. 29 minutes in, Alan Cummings, the director guy, is asked, are you using a wide-angle lens? Yes. Cut to a shot, not in wide angle. God damn it. Much smaller focal length means you get much more coverage, and it was just a regular shot. American executives squabble when pitching the story. One just gives out, "Those are the rules! I've had enough of your rules!" I was like, Steve! Meatloaf, second best tour bus driver after Lex's mate. And
oh, yeah.
Meatloaf was left behind. He didn't get to see the Spice Girls gig. Like, at least Lex hooked his mate up with a tiny telly to watch the baby from his bus. Remember that? Lots of pop culture references. 2 were cut, Princess Diana and Gianni Versace, as they died before release. Oh, Spice Force 5 is a parody of Pulp Fiction's fictional TV show, Fox Force 5.
Okay, that sounded like fun.
Explosives expert.
The celebrities would do their cameos in a day and didn't know anything else about the film. Even the producer, Bob Spears, hadn't met the girls until after signing on to the project. Bob Geldof has a much funnier... I thought he was useless in the film, but he has a much funnier bit in the trailer, not seen in the final film. When talking to Bob, Mel B is offered a plate of hors d'oeuvres, and she replies, "No, but I'll have one of those pie things." It's good! The second album of the same name, Spice World, serves as the soundtrack, as there's no official soundtrack, but obviously has a lot of the tracks in it. And the film has never received a Blu-ray release, not even for its 20th anniversary. Luckily, it was on Amazon, so we could watch it in 1080p.
Okay.
But I had to buy the DVD to see the extras.
Aha!
Speaking of...
Fasten your seatbelts. Come on, come on.
The extra is not really, it's just a trailer and 20 minutes of behind the scenes fluff, B-roll basically. Calling it a documentary is generous. But here's a couple of things I noted. Victoria says she's happy to get to showcase her dry sense of humour in the film and show what we're really like. I was like, that is an absolute lie. There's no real moments in the film. There's heavy artifice and constant tongue-in-cheek tone. Yeah, and that is the right call. The film is a promotional tool. Showing their real faces, like either your ordinary people or even worse, like needy prima donnas, would have really hurt the film.
Yeah.
Like Some Kind of Monster, you get to see Metallica bitching and complaining about their fans and how they come up with lines for it. And oh man, I had a mean call from one of our lawyers. Greedy man, taking money. That's a line for the or whatever. You know, it's shit.
Wash your back so you won't. Wash your back so you won't stab mine.
Step on a landmine.
Okay.
That would have really hurt them. And Victoria, I think she smiles once in the film. Like, her gimmick is like a vacuous, self-obsessed, not like Mean Girl, but you know, she's very standoffish in the film.
Yeah.
She says they're very hands-on and have a large say in everything, our choreography, the way we dress, we write our own music. And I was like, hang on. I went back, I checked the music credits of the film. 0 tracks written by just the Spice Girls. It's always with E17 bloke, or there's like 4 people that help write all their songs, but none of them by just the Spice Girls, which makes me a bit sad. Not very girl power. You brought in 4 guys now. Being interviewed, they playfully slap Jerry's forehead all the time. They just it's like, what you jerks.
To make it worse.
That's supposed to make it better, isn't it?
It is, I was trying to heal.
Yeah, but she gets her
She's
nails.
so clumsy.
She's very clumsy, this one.
Actually, I think in that movie, I get the rawest deal. I do get the piss taken out of me.
Jerry actually joked that she got ribbed the worst in the film, and then everyone starts giving her guff over it. Like, they visit a sick boy in the hospital, not the sick boy, a sick boy, who's unresponsive. Jerry, get your wabs out to wake him up. And he does. That's a cheeky dig at her having been a topless model before joining the Spice Girls.
Okay.
And she was also always hustling. Like, she made it to Turkish television as like a game show pretty girl.
I remember that when like that came out years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, and that's it. 20 minutes of fluff. You know. How was it received?
Fabulously.
Yeah, let's leave it at that. Pretty universally panned, 3.5 out of 10 on IMDb and 36% on Rotten Tomatoes. Most notably got Gene Siskel's declaration of worst movie of the year 3 weeks into 1998. But it was pipped at the post by Armageddon in the end.
No way.
Yeah.
Don't wanna close my eyes. I don't wanna fall asleep because I miss you, bear. I don't wanna miss a thing.
I didn't think that was a bad film. Like, not worse than Spice Girls.
No way.
Kim Fuller, the dude who wrote it, won a Golden Razzie for his screenplay. Generous reviews admit that if you're a fan of the group, you'd enjoy their wacky yet superficial whirlwind of an adventure. Which I think is fair. I think if I was a fan, I'd be very happy with the film. It's 90 minutes of being silly with the public personas of the girls.
Yeah, I liked it because of them. As a movie, it's awful. Like I said, it barely is a fucking movie.
It's a film that's it's padding.
Yes.
The whole film is padding. You see the girls, get a cheeky joke, you get 1 minute of a song and a celebrity cameo. Yeah. And just rinse, repeat, 90 minutes, we're done.
But it's fun.
It's fine.
Harmless.
Grand. So, explain yourself, John Pollock, who chose this movie. Ooh, do you want to hear what he has to say for himself?
Yes, please.
Well, hello to my friends at OSW. It's your old pal, John Pollock from Post Wrestling, and I'm just touched that you guys have finally gotten around to my review of Spice World, a request that I have absolutely zero recollection of submitting to you fine folks, but all the less I am so happy that you are finally reviewing a film classic. Why I chose this film, I can't honestly tell you what I was thinking years ago when I selected this, but
it was just a troll.
And putting myself back into 13-year-old me's headspace, I remember this very clearly. This was not a rental at Blockbuster. This was not a watch way down the road where it's kind of cool to go back for the nostalgia value. No, I was a day oneer for Spice World because myself and my two good friends at the time, Mike and Anthony, we went to the mall to go watch a movie. And as we got there and we're looking at what was playing, my friend Mike said, "Hey, this decision's pretty easy. We're obviously going to go watch The Big Lebowski." And myself and Anthony looked at each other and said, "No way, dude. We'll meet you afterwards. We're going to watch Spice World." And thus,
Awesome.
We went our separate ways. My friend Mike probably saw a better film that day, but I walked away with a much better memory of Spice World, because what is more endearing than a pop group at the height of popularity racing across town to get to Royal Albert Hall for a sold-out show? I imagine it was very similar to the circumstances of which Davey Boy Smith was on his way to the 20-man battle royal to win the Royal Samovar Trophy at the same venue. So Spice World holds a nice place in my heart. It was also at a time when all my friends were losing their minds over things like Silverchair. Google it. And I was able to say, you know what? This Spice Girls is actually pretty great stuff. And I have no shame in stating I was a massive Spice Girls fan, continue to this day. And yes, I've seen them live. Thank you, OSW, for reviewing this. All the best. And hope this adds a little spice to this review.
Awesome. Pollock is probably still holding out for the sequel, the Aqua movie, you know?
Oh!
He loves them.
Brilliant. Thank you, John. Yeah, that was a fun.
That was great fun. Thank you very much, mate.
Yeah, no shame. I like it. He's just up front. No, I wanted to go see it, and I tested a friendship over it. So what happened to the Spice Girls?
Thank you. First of all, I'm not here to talk about the Spice Girls. I'm here as Melanie C. We're all pursuing solo careers, and that's all that I'm about to say on that subject.
Despite the negative critical reception, on a budget of 25 million, the film made
110 million?
Oh, you're so close there. 100 million, Steve.
Okay.
And the girls planned for a sequel. 5 months after the movie's UK cinema release, Jerry Halliwell quit the Spice Girls. They left their manager, Simon Fuller, and considered solo careers. 2 huge albums, smash hit movie, a world tour. They were exhausted, running on adrenaline for half a decade. The third album, Forever, was made without Ginger Spice. I actually didn't even know they had a third album in 2000.
Yeah, I think I know that song. Isn't that the like Viva Forever?
Very good, yeah, well done. Not as much of a success as the others, but still over 4 million copies. Spice Girls were put on indefinite hiatus in December 2000. Why did Jerry leave, you ask? It kind of depends on who you talk to, because Mel C and Jerry have different explanations. But she says, okay, it's creative differences, but she let the girls know at the start of the world tour, by the end I'm leaving. But she did leave abruptly because there was a breast cancer event that she really wanted to go to and that she was told she couldn't attend. And so that kind of messed with her mind, like, what am I doing here? Where are my priorities? And so she just abruptly left. She felt like a hypocrite because this is her big thing, championing causes and that, and was also exhausted in general.
Yeah.
And then when they did do shows again, she'd publicly apologise for it.
They said that they didn't want me to do this breast cancer interview alone, and that kind of did it for me. I was like, I can't even do that by myself.
What did they do? Steve, you can tell me about this. Tell me what you know. Posh Spice, what happened to her?
She married David Beckingham.
David Beckingham.
David Beckingham.
Of the Manchester football team. Yeah.
Also, she's like, she makes clothes and things like that.
Yeah,
like,
modelling, clothing, perfume, all the rest, all that whole thing.
She did well, yeah.
Jerry?
There were 2 songs that I remember bringing out. Obviously, there's It's Raining Man. I think that was her big solo hit.
She didn't bring out, do you want to be in my gang? Do you want to get in my van?
Brilliant. And then I remember there was like a second song. It was like a black and white video. Can't remember how it went. And then I don't remember much more about Jerry Halliwell.
One is that she quickly became a UN Goodwill Ambassador, championing maternal health worldwide.
Okay.
Very cool.
It's very, very noble.
And the other thing, she married this lad from Formula One. It was super rich dude. Holy shit.
Formula One, yeah.
Oh my God.
Formula One and golf, if you want to get into money, you know.
Well, is pro wrestling too good for you? Don't want to marry Dean O'Brien. He's in England as well for Capital Carnage. Come on.
You give me this guy. You brought this out of your driveway, man.
Mel C?
I remember she had the one song with Bryan Adams, the Baby When You're Gone, I realize I'm in love, so in love.
I love the way all of your songs are just the South Park voice.
These go on and on.
Yeah, she had a very successful singles run. Her album Northern Star selling over 4 million copies.
Okay, nice.
So as a singles career, that's brilliant.
I mean, out of them all, she was the most likely to have a good album.
Yeah, you kind of sneaked about because she was the least kind of presented on her physical attributes. So it's like, oh, I bet you're the talented one.
Absolutely.
When you look at her. Yeah. Mel B.
I remember she had one solo hit song. Didn't she go on to like be one of the hosts on like America's Got Talent and things like that? So she did fairly well for herself in the long run.
Very good. Yeah. Presenter and judge on X Factor, both UK and US. That kind of show, like The Voice, lip sync battle, mask singer, mask voice, lip sync, mask. I don't know.
Mask lips.
All of them. And Emma, similar thing, presenter, judge, voiceover.
21 minutes to 9. Now then, brace yourself for this. Posh, sporty, baby, scary,
Thursday,
and ginger.
June 28th, and today the Spice Girls are expected to tell us they're going to reunite for a tour.
In 2007, Spice Girls did a reunion tour, their London date selling out in 38 seconds.
Nice.
The worldwide tour lasting 12 months into 2008, earning over 300 million in ticket sales, ads and sponsorship deals. In 2012, Jennifer Saunders et al. Developed a Spice Girls stage musical, Viva Forever, much like ABBA and Mamma Mia, which tanked and losing £5 million.
Ouch.
But the Spice Girls, they still do performances here and there, sometimes between like 3 and 5 members of the group.
Probably not Posh anymore.
Yeah, she's never around.
Yeah.
As soon as I say that, great news, end of September 2022, Mel B officially teased a new world tour. Check out the hashtag. And what about the original handlers at Heart Management? Chris Herbert finally got a win, his big W with his group Farv, immediately locking them down to contracts. Then came S Club 7 in the Spice Girls mold and produced Pop Idol in 2001.
There you go.
Which spawned an entire genre of TV show, the musical reality TV competition based on the Spice Girls audition process, which shows the dangers and hardship faced following your dreams.
Yeah, and pretty much for the most part killed creative network television.
Yeah.
Because it's so cheap to just have people sing into a camera and have people go, "Oh, you're terrible, you're so ugly, fuck off." I remember the S Club 7 thing when it came out about some of the numbers that like they earned in like 1 year. They brought in like $8 billion, but they only earned like 200,000 each.
Oh, that
or something crazy like that. And yeah, like I think
disgusting.
They didn't last much longer after that. Like people really turned on your man Simon Fuller after that.
I'm just thinking, Gus in Breaking Bad with the Super Lab, he'd make, I think, 300 million and the lads would get, 1 million a month? So 3 million?
Yeah.
So that's 1%.
Yeah.
So, but no risk though.
Yeah.
Just put your pride and your ego aside. You had a good thing with Frank. Sorry, just been watching Breaking Bad.
You and your pride and your ego. You just had to be the man.
The Spice Girls, they inhabited all these different aspects of pop culture, of course, with the music industry and now the film industry. What about the merchandising? What about video games? Steve! What have you got for me? What have I put you through?
First of all, I just want to begin this and say, Jay, you owe me time.
How much of your life have I stole from you?
Honestly, only about an hour and a half.
Ah.
I had seen everything this game had to offer 2 or 3 times over.
Oh, wow.
In that short session. So, Spice Girls video game, a PlayStation exclusive, developed by Psygnosis, so the lads who made Wipeout.
Wow.
And released exclusively on the PS1 in June 98 in the UK. And July in the US. So this came out 6 months after the release of the film and 2 weeks after Jerry Halliwell left the band. And there were some legal issues because her likeness and voice work was in the game.
And it wasn't in perpetuity. Yeah.
And there was a mad scramble between legal teams and they only got to go ahead days before this game came out that it was okay to release it. Just, fucking pay her,
So, it's amazing how many problems can be solved with money.
Yeah.
Money makes the world go round. Drink it down, you stupid clown. Money makes the world go round and you're right on your ass.
Whoa! My back!
I just want to start out by saying calling this a game is incredibly generous. It feels more like a children's mobile app. And a sparse one at that. It's probably the most barren video game I've ever played, and even that is generous. Like there's nothing to it. It's a Wii level shovelware mobile app cash grab, predatory practice aimed at young girls who were not gamers, but Sony wanted some of that girly dollars. So if they could sell $60 games and $300 consoles to a couple 100,000 or a couple of million girls, that's just money in the bank, baby, So let me walk you through my experience playing this game, okay?
What genre of game is this?
It's less of a game and it's more of a creative app. It's like a musical version of, do you remember Mario Paint?
Yeah.
It's like a musical version of that. Well, they go, drop that noise a few octaves, Jay. you made a semi-impressed sound. So yeah, like that would be the closest thing that I could think of. You know what would be closer? Those Fisher-Price children's toys with the big buttons that make the cow sounds?
Yeah.
It'd be more like that. Just, you know, like like this button plays like a zig, and this button goes wee, 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 and this button goes hello, and this button goes a zig, yeah, like that's basically it. Okay, so the first thing you do in this game is you choose your avatar. So obviously you can choose between 1 of 5.
What's the art style like? The
art style, they're highly cretinous, polygonal.
Oh, right.
Funko Pop. You know what I'd say? They're more like, do you know those Bratz dolls?
Mm-hmm.
With the big hair and the big eyes?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say it's more like those, okay? So they say a little catchphrase every time you go over them, like Posh goes, hello, and Baby goes, hello, oh, great, and Sporty goes, hello, and Mel B goes, hello, nice to see you.
Part of like the mystique is dropped because whenever you hear them talk normally, they're big knackers.
Yeah.
Except for Victoria, who plays a much more posh knacker.
Yeah. And then last but not least, Jerry goes like, hello. You know, she's a little kind of sexy minx, you know. This DJ twat guy starts like talking to you and he goes, yo, my friend, if you was chillin' and willin', I'll take you through a few moves to get you your own grooves. Know what I mean? You pick a track and I'll get it on the rack. And then you can choose from a whopping 5 songs. Who do you think you are? Spice up your life.
Yes.
Wannabe.
Yes.
Say you'll be there.
Yes.
And move over. So the first thing you do is you
By
go...
the way, that guy sounds like MC Mario. That level of street cred.
Yeah. So this is the game part of the game, okay? Once you've chosen your song, then your character lands on these set of 9 colored tiles, okay? And you can jump onto the different tiles, and each one has a different clip of a song. One will go la 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 la. That's it. And then the next one goes like, when you're feeling sad and low. The next one is like, colors of the world, spice up your life, every boy and every girl, spice up. And then, and so you can create your own song by using one of these 9 separated clips in any order, as many as you want. So like my song went like, you know, when you're feeling sad and low, every boy and every girl, spice up your life. just complete musical gibberish, okay? Oh, first of all, I was going to say, you can only imagine the disappointment.
I thought it would be some kind of RPG, some kind of Earthbound 2, basically.
So next up is the dance studio. You are next to some like Afro ninja guy, and he teaches you dance moves. This is probably the most gamey section.
Getting Parappa the Rapper vibes off this.
Pretty much, yeah. Button combos are coming at you and you have to press them in time. And then if you get it right, then you learn that move. So it basically goes the length of the song that you've made. And then once you're done, it's like, oh, we're on to the dance recording session. So then it's all 5 girls. And you have to go through them one by one. The song plays and you have to press button prompts. And it's like, do I have to remember all the button combinations that I just did to get the dance moves? Because 1, I don't. And 2, there's no pause menu and there's no list of the dance moves. So I was pressing random button prompts and some would make them do a move, but for the most part I think I was just getting it wrong and they were just doing their like Mortal Kombat shuffle. And then the next and the final section, Jay, is you go to the television studio.
Ooh.
And so your song plays and the girls do your dance moves. And so I had 3 sets of dance moves. It was mostly just a Mortal Kombat shuffle because I got the button prompts wrong. And you have the ability to change the camera. So you can look at any of the 5 girls. You can zoom in and out. Or you can look at all of them, zoom in and out. Or you get like 2 kind of cameras in the corner. So you're looking at angles and you can zoom in and out. And you can do that for as long as your track goes. When you're finished, you save it. And we are done with the video game. That is it.
There we go. I got all the Chivos.
All the Chivos, all of it. Like, obviously, you can go back and you can do every song with every girl. So there's 25 different combos And if you want to learn every dance move and make your own little choreographed dances, you can do that.
You can do every song and every girl.
Hey!
See you next time.
Okay.
And thus ends the odyssey of Spice Girls on the PlayStation 1.
There you go. The most coverage it's ever gotten.
Do not play this game. No, don't. Don't. It's horrific.
Fantastic. Thanks so much, Steve. Sorry about that. But hopefully it's a nice section. People will enjoy that. A nice edification for your video game knowledge there. Let's just wrap it up.
If you want my future, forget my past. If you wanna get with me, better make it fast. Now don't go wasting my precious time.
If you're right together, we could be just fine. Yo, tell you what I want, what I really, really want.
Can I just give you a final thought, Stephen?
Final thoughts.
Final thought. Whatever about the film, congrats to the Spice Girls, inspiring artists and causing a seismic shift in the music industry. They proved that a girl-only band could become a gigantic success. They broke the stranglehold of the boy bands. It inspired budding artists or showed executives that there's money with girl groups. Like Bewitched, Atomic Kitten.
I feel like me dad.
Eternal, All Saints, Sugar Babes, Girls Aloud. Like, without
Cleopatra coming at you
with a hatchet. Without hyperbole, the Spice Girls quickly and massively changed the music business. And with incredible album sales. 85 million in 2.5 years.
Wow.
That is
juggernaut.
Insane. Only last thing is from Wannabe, we never got to find out if they got a zig-a-zig.
Did they at least get a zig and zaga?
Oh, or a Dolph Ziggler.
Oh.
So that does it for Spice Girls and Spice World. Oh wow, how do you think that went, Steve?
I had so much fun talking about that movie. We were surprisingly positive about it.
I feel we cherry-picked some funny bits, but there are enough of them. There's one per scene.
There are good moments. Like, don't take our positivity and fun for it being a good movie. It's not, but there's fun to be had.
And if you're as big a fan as John Pollock was, then you'll love the film.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you can watch all of our Nogger U film reviews. And if you're feeling spicy, hey! Jaunty, full of Coke Zero, KFC, couple of spicy wings on the side. Animal Barry. And if you want to watch more unreleased stuff from Nogger U and just keep the show going in general, because that's why you give us a couple of bucks, you can at
noggeru.oswreview.com.
So it's a goodbye from the one.
Take a boo.
And a 2.5-time Golden Nogger Award winner. Oh, and remember, a winner is you.
Slam your body down and wine it all around. Slam your body down and zig a zig.